This is the opening scene of a movie that is on Coke, 2 Red Bulls, and a Blue Chew. A girl pulls up to a gas station near the US-Mexico border. The camera tracks her into the store as she appears to be on edge. We then get this jump scare with the telephone ring. Ah! Then a Decepticon.
Truth or dare, Giselle?
This makes the girl upset. She grabs lighter fluid. What? And...
I'm sorry, I don't have a choice.
Finger licking good!
Truth or Dare is a 2018 Blumhouse horror movie that is pretty ridiculous. We've got these 6 friends who are all extremely one-dimensional and basic. The nice girl, the blonde girl, the drunk girl, the handsome guy, the asshole guy, the gay guy, and this other person who's not really their friend, but he's the horny guy.
Why don't we get like a little girl-on-girl going? You know, a little menage a trois?
Olivia and Marky are best friends, Marky and Lucas are dating, Olivia and Lucas have romantic tension, and because they're all so basic, you're not going to care about any of them when they die. So they go to Mexico for spring break, and it's so fucking lit.
Are you straight? Are you straight? Are you straight?
On their last night, they go to this party that looks like stock footage, and Marky cheats on Lucas, which apparently has happened multiple times, even though she's moving in with him. This is so crazy. Like, you might as well just fuck him on cam at this point. I would have FaceTimed her and jumped off a building to alter the trajectory of her life. But Lucas doesn't know any of this because Olivia protects her.
Look who I found trying and failing to salsa.
Olivia meets this guy at the bar named Carter, who tells her and her friends that he has a place they can go instead of just back to their hotel room, and that it's a bit of a hike, but it's worth it. That is the only information he gives. So they go to this church, and I mean, this place just doesn't look fun at all. Olivia looks around and finds this picture that will most certainly come up later, and a broken pot that smells. Carter then suggests that the group play a little game of Truth or Dare, which no one thinks is weird enough to warrant leaving. Asking to play Truth or Dare with a group of people you just met is some sicko shit.
It's a chance to expose your friends' deepest secrets, make them do things they don't want to.
What the fuck? I dare all the girls to get naked, but they decide to play. And this first game of Truth or Dare really highlights some key things about this movie. The dialogue is weird and awkward, and these characters are not only one-dimensional, but they're also unlikable.
Well, I'm bored of this already, so let's get this party started.
You know what?
Maybe I'm bi-curious.
Are you aware that Olivia is in love with your boyfriend?
Hey, Tyson, shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Dude, silence!
We get to Carter's turn, he picks Truth, and Penelope asks him what his intentions are with Olivia. And he's like, I needed to find someone with friends that I could trick into coming here, and Olivia seemed like an easy target. Surprise. And before leaving, he says that the game of Truth or Dare they're playing is real, and that once you're asked, you're in. Something is going to come after them, and there are 3 rules to follow. Tell the truth, or you die. Do the dare, or you die. Refuse to play, and you die. So he's added this group of friends to a cursed game of Truth or Dare, and of course a demon is involved, which manifests in some pretty ridiculous ways. Each person in the group has to take turns playing the game, and the demon will sometimes give the characters a heads up that they're about to play by writing Truth or Dare on various things. On a desk with a Sharpie, on a flyer, keyed into a car, and so on. Now, outside of the fact that this thing is doing shit like writing Truth or Dare ? On a desk with a Sharpie, the writing never looks remotely creepy. Like, this gives me bootleg Joker vibes. Even when it decides to get a little crazy and make a person hallucinate that it's being burned into their arm, I can't get over the fact that it says Truth or Dare ? Then when it's someone's actual turn to play, they see hallucinations of people with this fuck-ass Snapchat filter asking them Truth or Dare. And I mean, come on. They tried to be self-aware and I guess joke about how goofy it looks.
It looked like a messed up Snapchat filter.
But that doesn't make it better, especially when the movie is taking itself pretty seriously. I can't remember if I was turned off by this when I first saw it in theaters, but I feel like the existence of Smile makes this look so much worse. In that movie, they don't use visual effects for the weird smiling and instead just rely on the actors, and it looks pretty creepy. This movie should have done that. Like there's a scene where in one shot it looks like they just went with the actor's normal face, and the next shot they use CGI, and the practical shot looks way less goofy. Why did they do this? Stop, you're hurting me. So Olivia is the first to play the cursed game. She picks truth and is forced to expose Marky for the cheating scumbag that she is. And Marky is pissed.
I'm serious. I'm seeing things. Touch me again and I'll break that hand.
That did not seem natural. That's got to come back up later. The next person to play is Ronnie, the horny guy. He picks Dare because he's on freak timing and has to get on a pool table and flash his dick. Right as he's about to do it, someone from the crowd is like, "Yo, I heard it's tiny. Small meat," and Ronnie gets discouraged and decides not to do it. But remember, refuse to play and you die. So he gets possessed and self-deletes. Don't fucking care. His only character trait is that he was viciously horny, starving for a crumb of pussy.
Just one game. Like, I just want to show you my pool cue. And by pool cue, I mean penis. I'm referring to my penis. Maybe we could have sex.
Next, Lucas. After picking truth, he calls Olivia and admits that he has feelings for her. Shocker. Because the demon decided to ask him this. How do you really feel about Olivia? How do you really feel about Olivia? These people are a part of a cursed game of truth or dare, and this is the type of stuff that they have to deal with. This font is so out of place based on the tone of the movie, and they really tried to add in this little demon skull as if that was going to do something, as if that was going to have me shaking in my boots. And it's at this point when I started to wonder if this movie is even trying to be scary. So far, we have a demon that dares people to flash their cocks and gets a friend group to expose their deepest, darkest secrets. Oh, and also the worst type of jump scares.
Sorry.
And the thing is, it doesn't even need to be scary. But if you're gonna have this Final Destination kind of vibe, at least lean into that more. Like, you could have these people doing some insane, grotesque shit, but instead we're playing to catch a cheater. Even when the movie tries to get more extreme, it's completely held back by the PG-13 rating. For example, there's a point where Olivia and Lucas are trying to convince their friends that the game is real because they both experienced it. And Marky is being very unlikable.
You can't take responsibility for humiliating me in front of everyone and ruining my relationships.
You cheated on him multiple times. And because it's her turn, the demon dares her to break Olivia's hand because of what she said earlier. And this is how they decided to execute it. They also try to get crazy with Tyson's turn by having him stab himself in the eye with his pen after he lies about forging prescriptions, and you don't really see any of it.
What are you doing?
I kid you not, this is the craziest death in the movie, and there's no reason to care about it. He's literally just an asshole who unironically sends the shit emoji and does this before his med school interview.
Let's do this.
So this movie is not creepy, it's not gory, and it's not even ridiculously over the top, but it is predictable. Olivia exposes Marky for being a cheater after we see Marky being a cheater. Ronnie gets dared to show his dick after asking a girl if she wants to see his dick. Lucas admits to having feelings for Olivia after we see that there's romantic tension between them. Marky breaks Olivia's hand after saying she would break her hand. Tyson lies about forging prescriptions, which was brought up earlier in the movie, and then stabs himself with his lucky pen. And then we get to Brad. Now, what we know about Brad is that he is gay and has a fake girlfriend because his dad is homophobic. So when it gets to be his turn in the game, he picks truth, and he just so happens to run into his dad at the same hospital he took Olivia to for her broken hand. What do you think the game makes him do? I'm gay. I'm gay. I am gay. I'm gay.
The game, it made me come out.
And he even feels good about it afterwards. This is 40 minutes into the movie. So at this point, everyone believes that the game is real. And they decide to only pick truth moving forward, which makes sense. But I suppose that would be too easy, so when it's Penelope's turn, the demon just forces her to pick dare. Which is when we get what I think is the best scene in the movie. It's dumb, but it's the type of ridiculous shit that this movie needs more of. The one and only thing that we know about Penelope is that she likes to drink.
We made mojitos, so let's get this party started.
Just like Ronnie did when he didn't do the dare.
So the demon dares her to walk around the edge of a roof until she finishes her bottle of alcohol. And it's kind of riveting. They follow her around with a mattress just in case. They run over a fence with the car so she won't fall on it. She straight up passes out as soon as she finishes the bottle. And they actually clutch up and save her.
Hey, Ben, no!
After doing some extensive research to try and figure out how all this happened to them, they end up finding a story about a woman named Giselle who lit someone on fire in Mexico. The one from the beginning of the movie, who also happens to be friends with Carter. They orchestrate a meeting with her where she reveals that her and her friends went on a trip to Mexico, played Truth or Dare in that creepy church, and trashed it. When they got home, the game continued, and now her and Carter are the only ones left. And the reason why Penelope couldn't pick Truth when it was her turn is because that's the way Giselle and her friends played. If Truth gets picked twice in a row, the next person has to pick Dare. So fucked. She then accidentally reveals that she's still in the game and had another turn. It was just delayed when Carter added this new group to the game. She then pulls out a gun and tries to shoot Olivia because the demon dared her to, but Penelope jumps in front of it. And because she didn't complete her dare, Giselle self-deletes. Also, Penelope is just dead. And you know, none of these people seem to care that much when their friends die. Like, these are the vibes afterwards. Even when Penelope is looking at a video of her and Tyson after he dies, no tears. And these two were dating, I forgot to mention that. Anyways, then Olivia gets dared to fuck the teen wolf guy. And Marky's pissed again, even though Olivia didn't ask for this to happen and has to do it if she wants to live. Also, you cheated on Lucas? So Marky leaves and Olivia and Lucas start being stupid.
No, you were just doing this because of the dare, because you have to.
I mean, yeah, he quite literally has to if he wants you to live.
Oh, you have to. I don't.
That just doesn't make sense. During this, Lucas has to take his turn and is forced to say who he's in love with. And he's like, Olivia, I care about you, but I love Marky. Huh? Why did the two people that like each other get dared to fuck? This isn't even bad. Lucas and Olivia go to see this woman in Mexico who might be able to explain what's happening to them, because she's the lone survivor from a church massacre. And as we know, they got added to the cursed game at a church in Mexico. They found the woman's name in a news article, but didn't find her number, and I'm not exactly sure how they got her address, but fuck it.
Who is she?
Someone who might be able to help us.
You literally saw her at the beginning of the movie. And of course, this woman tells them exactly what's going on and what they need to do to stop it, because she used to be a nun at the cursed church and summoned the demon, whose name is Calix, to save her and her friends from this evil priest. Calix cursed one of the games they used to play, Truth or Dare, and killed all of her friends. To stop him, she performed a ritual that required her to cut off her tongue and seal it in a pot. This dickhead broke the pot when he was at the church with his friends and released Calix. And only the person who released him can trap him, so they need to find Carter. Fuck, that was so much. After this, we get a string of more lame Truth or Dares. Marky has to say why she keeps the gun her father used to self-delete. Brad has to take his dad's gun and make him beg for his life, and ends up getting shot by another cop. And once again, no one seems to really care too much, so why should we care? Then Olivia gets dared to reveal her biggest secret to Marky, which is that her dad offed himself after trying to get with Olivia, getting denied, and Olivia telling him that Marky would be better off if he were dead. Marky once again gets pissed and storms out, and they later find her in her room like this. That's seriously how you were gonna do that? What is wrong with you? Imagine me still giving this movie 3 stars after all this. Huh? But I did start to wonder if the filmmakers even took this movie seriously. Like, maybe they wanted it to be goofy and stupid. Maybe I'm the problem. But then I found an interview with the director. This is him pretty much saying that he wanted this movie to be taken seriously.
And I just said, no, I want to care. We have to write a script where you care about the characters, where you believe that this is happening.
This is him saying that the movie is supposed to be unpredictable.
You know, we know that you know what we're doing, but we're going to do it differently, or we're going to surprise you.
Brother. Alright, let's speed this shit up. Olivia, Lucas, and Marky end up tracking down Carter, who is not pussy. They take Carter back to the church and force him to start doing the ritual. Calix then dares Lucas to eliminate either Olivia or Marky, and when he refuses, Calix possesses him, kills Carter, and then slices his throat. But remember, this movie is PG-13, so it looks like this. Marky gets dared to shoot Olivia, but Olivia tells her to refuse the dare because she seemingly has a plan. Calix then possesses Marky, and Olivia forces the demon into the game by asking it truth or dare. Calix picks truth, and Olivia is like, how do we get out of the game? Which is actually kind of smart. But Calix says that Carter was the only way it could end, and that it will keep going until everyone is dead. But they can delay their turns by adding more people to the game, just like Carter did with them. So to do this, Olivia puts a video on YouTube called Truth or Dare Curse, where she does this.
Truth or dare?
The day that I met you, I started dreaming.